Welcome to my Mythic Zek'vos guide. Now, this fight is probably one of the better ones for Demon Hunter, actually. We have the tools. Why is everything so loud? You turn the music off. Alright. We have the tools to be able to handle the combo extremely well. So let's go ahead and look at a quick breakdown and we'll jump right in the guide. So, talent-wise, Abyssal Strike, Fallout, Flame Crash, Fracture, Sigil of Chains, because a lot of little adds, this is really good. Spirit Bomb is mandatory, and then Soul Barrier, actually. I was messing around with LR last night. So Soul Barrier. Why Soul Barrier and not Last Resort? Well, Soul Barrier plus Fiery Brand plus Demon Spikes makes the combo really easy. You're going to see that when I'm actually paying attention to myself and not ray leading, a lot of times after the big second hit, I'm still at full health because I have that soul barrier that's already there ticking. With a fiery brand, he does not hit me very hard. It's actually really, really good. Last resort, honestly, you could use it. Shouldn't use it for this, but you could use it if you absolutely have to. This is better because this will keep you alive. This will keep you alive one time. This can keep you alive for every combo. And then again, a lot of this is AoE damage. Most of this is like staple, so everything else should be set. Gear-wise, honestly, run with what you got. One Archive of the Titans or Laser Matrix is awesome because of the buff. Honestly, I'm not going to go over Azerite traits because you have to use what you have. So it's really kind of pointless. Just look at the Wowhead guide if you want to know about Azerite traits. Trinkets, depends on what you're running. I normally run Gale Callers because it's just like a mini bloodlust every 1 minute. Plus I have a really high item level one. Frenetic is for damage. I run Fathoms a lot as well for damage. Blockades, if you absolutely need to. I hate this trinket. I'm not going to pretend that I like it. It is probably the best defensive trinket, but it's still not very good. The healing is normally less healing than Soul Cleave, and Soul Cleave does not heal very much. And then the rest is stamina. You're not going to get one shot. But, with that being said, I don't like it, but if you need it, you should definitely use it. So don't take that as you shouldn't use it. If you need it, you should use it. Other good trinkets is the plumage is really good. And then other things as well. It's basically whatever you got. I use Agility Flask, I use Haste Food, or the Agility Food. Other than that, it's all pretty straightforward, so let's go ahead and take a look at the guide. Alright, so here we are in Zek'vos. Now, for positioning, this is actually not a hard fight for positioning. Basically, we keep the boss right here in the middle, facing away to where he's currently standing. The reasoning is one big ad spawns here, and then one over here, then one over here, and then all the little ads spawn back here. So basically, we want all the little ads to run through the boss so we can group them up on the boss and AoE them down. Other than that, it's just about going to which ad you're killing so you can cleave on it, and then going back to the middle, essentially. So on the pull, I tank first. It doesn't matter which order you tank. If you tank first, the key is you're less likely to have to move him around during the surging darkness. You would notice the off tank does that. So if you tank first, the other tank will be moving during surging darkness. You won't be. In retrospect, I should probably do it because I can handle the combo really well with Soul Barrier, Fiery Brand, and Demon Spikes. So on the pull, what I want to do is just pull him into position. I'm going to taunt, glaive throw. I got misdirect, so I'm going to get tricks and just spinning them. So the trick is to just unload on him, but keep a track of the timer. Basically, once he gets ready to do his combo, you do Fiery Brand, and then a 4 to 5 Soul Barrier, and then Demon Spikes for the second hit. The first 2 hits are shadow damage. That is a healer mechanic, if you will. And then the second one is a physical damage. You need Demon Spikes up for it. So I know with my haste and my trinket, I can get 2 spirit bombs off before I need to build more souls for Soul Barrier. So Fiery Brand for the first one. Then I'm gonna pop a Soul Barrier and then a Demon Spikes. And if you notice, my HP never moved at all. You can do Soul Barrier for the first Void Lash, and you'll have some left for the physical hit. But from my experience, at least, it's better just to use Soul Barrier for the second hit with Demon Spikes.
3, 2, 1.
And then there's Void Lash and the off-tank taunt. So after the third shot, the other tank taunts. This is a heroic and normal mechanic for this first one. By the way, you have to learn this fight in sections, basically. You gotta learn all the overlaps. This first overlap is easy, nothing else happens. Besides you roll into seats, but that's normal. There's 4 different patterns, and it's random on Mythic. On Heroic is set in stone, on Mythic is random. So the off tank is going to pull him back in position, and now when you spread out for I-Beam, you need to pre-spread before it casts, because if you try to spread after it starts to cast, you're going to kill everybody. The cast time or delay on it is like 1 second. If you see the arrow on you, it's probably too late to move. So you want to pre-spread. So all the melee know this, we're all going to spread out. And right there's the I-Beam, and look, this is a rogue, and doesn't hit anybody else. This is a good spread pattern. I believe it's 5 yards. So the other tank is now eating the combo. You cannot hesitate. As soon as you get 2 stacks, you gotta taunt. And after these, when the first tank gets aggro back, is when the first ads spawn. So you see 3 big ads. These big ads must be interrupted all the time, or you will lose people. So the best way to do this is to hard CC the 2 back ones, and everybody focus the front ad. At the same time, we're going to be mass gripping, Sigil of Chains, Sigil of Miseries, all that good stuff on top of the AoE pack, and just AoE everything down on this first ad. So we're going to see in the back that's trapped, and this one is now paralyzed. You do not touch those until this one's dead. So now you should be doing, did I get off? I might have got off. You want your interrupts to call out who has next, so there's no mistakes. So once it does, we're going to bring any remaining ads up. These should be dead. Nowadays, when we kill it, they're always dead, or just about dead. So we're going to bring everything we got to the other ad. Idea is you want to pull the boss on top of the ad. By doing so, you can cleave from the ad to the boss. Also, side note, these ads get stacks. More stacks they have, more damage they do. At 10 stacks, they become immune to all CC, and you have to interrupt them. So the goal is to kill them before 10 stacks. And we missed an interrupt, and the rogue almost died at 2 stacks. So here's the third combo, same thing, Fiery Brand, Soul Barrier, and Demon Spikes. Demon Hunter might be the best tank, or almost the best tank to handle that combo. And again, as soon as the third shot gets off, the other tank has to taunt. And then we're going to finish the last ad here. Now here is the hardest part of the fight, I swear this is the hardest part, is these set of ads, when they die, we're going to have a Surging Darkness and I-Beam at the same time. So the goal here is to kill this ad, but normally before it dies, everybody has to spread out all the way around the room, or people are going to die to I-Beam every time. So until you get this part down, it's really hard to kill this with no deaths. So as you see, everybody's already starting to spread out before Surging Darkness. So right here is the first I-Beam. Now this is why it's hard. It is because if the middle area is the safe spot, all 20 people have to be in there and an I-Beam at the same time. So we got some good RNG on that one, no deaths. We also use a Shaman Res Totem at that point because we know it's very likely if somebody is going to die, they're going to die here.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, so the combo is ending. So basically wherever the tank is, you want to keep the boss there until after the combo and then move it. A lot of times he's down here or over here. As just so happens this time, he is up here in the right position. But however, if he's over here, you have to keep the boss there. Wait until the combo finishes, and then the other tank taunts and brings him back into position. That's bad positioning of my trinket. So nothing going on here. This is a little burn phase. Healing wise, we use 4 healers. We've done 4 healers and 5 healers, but we found it easier with 4. It's really up to your team.
3, 2, 1.
So combo, same pattern here. So at this point, they need to be spread out for I-beams as you eat the combo, and no melee can be in front or they're gonna die. Because the I-beams cannot pick tanks, I'm gonna stand right here with the other tank. He should be coming here. There he is. Okay. That way, neither of us will be hit by the I-beams. So here's the second set of adds. I'm gonna sigil chains it. We call for a single death grip that should be coming back. There it is. Alright, so this is the overlap of adds and surging darkness. This one isn't bad. So the key to this one is to kill these adds as quickly as possible while keeping the 2 CC'd. You do not break those CCs until after the surging darkness. What I like to do here is I drop a sigil of silence, because if melee can't get close enough to interrupt, nobody's going to die. I don't know if I do on this board. Yeah, I do. There it is. So sigil of silence is down. We killed it because we have a lot of damage, but if it wasn't dead, it would now be silenced for 6 seconds.
3, 2,
As you can see, it stays CC'd.
1.
We finish AoEing the rest down. Now this should be the last one. I should be breaking it. Yep. So now we put the boss on top of it. We had somebody die to Surging Darkness, I think. So we're going to stun lock it. We can keep it interrupted. This already has 6 stacks because it sat in that CC for a long time. So if these get any cast off, it's likely somebody's going to die. So when it's 8 stacks, so you just want to kill it. Now, at this point, he's going to do the combo. So as the tank, I want to pull it back far enough so I can still cleave onto it, but nobody else gets hit.
1.
So I'm going to sit so nobody else will get hit by the combo. And we can cleave. And I guess 2 people are dead.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, so another burn period, nothing's going on here. He transitions at 40%, so we just need to get him to 40. I think I call for both better reses right now. Alright, so this Surging Darkness is tricky, only because the overlap is going to be Surging Darkness, and then I think it's a combo, if I remember correctly. Yep, so here's the combo at the same time. So what we do is I always call out combo incoming, healer stay with the tank. This tank has to make sure to not face the boss towards the raid. At the same breath, the raid needs to make sure he's not in front of the boss, and then the healers need to be in range of the tank. So the common issue here is healers just run to safety and not try to keep the tank alive. There we go. So here comes 40%. I'm going to be pushing. Laser beams incoming. So we can stay spread out. They get called for another better res. Yeah. So in this fit, okay, so let's talk about these big guys. You can kill these guys, and that is okay. But you can't do it at the same time as something else blows up. It will do a massive amount of damage, but it's not the end of the fight. So with that being said, if somebody dies with a debuff and you better res them, a lot of times it procs it, because when he reses, he becomes alive in that spot for half a second, which will spawn the ad. It might have been fixed this week because I didn't notice it happening, but if not, that's what happens. So if that happens, you can either CC it, But keep in mind, it will slowly explode anyways, or you can just burn it. The biggest thing is not to panic. You can still survive through it. Just before it explodes, just make sure you have raid cooldown up.
Beware.
Alright, so Orb of Corruption, let's talk about this quickly. This will fall every 15 seconds, 30 seconds, I forget the drop rate. But whoever stands in it will get a damage boost and then get mind controlled in 30 seconds. So once you have the first 2 people get the buff, or debuff I suppose, you bloodlust. Ideally you want a high damage and DPS to it. So in this phase, you only have to worry about the combo, and you have to worry about the laser beams. And if this sits on the ground, it's going to do a massive amount of damage and just kill people. I think the ad blew up, which is why I took a lot of damage. Alright, so let's talk about the debuff. When the person goes to get mind control, this circle is going to appear around them. This is in heroic as well, probably normal. It's been a long time, but I think in normal as well. So if there's anybody in that circle when the debuff wears off, they get feared. So this is a good positioning.
Beware.
And then once they change, they'll cast Psionic Blast, and that has to be interrupted, or they will fear people. So stay out of the circle if they get mind controlled. Death grip them in or interrupt them and kill them. But you have to kill them. This is the burn phase. This is why you save Bloodlust for this part. So no, I-beams. So this part can get hectic. Just make sure I-beams stay spread apart the entire time, and don't hit anybody else with the tank cleave, and you're fine.
Beware. 3, 2, 1.
And this just repeats until either you're dead or the boss is dead.
3, 2, 1.
Beware.
I don't remember there being any other crazy combo. Just make sure if you're going to get mind controlled, you're not
Beware.
fearing anybody. Because a person gets feared, they're going to run through the puddles and more ads will spawn. Fear is really bad in this. I'm blowing all my CDs because I was dropping way too low. So when the combo comes in, I'm not going to have much. I'm going to have Soul Barrier and Demon Spikes.
Beware.
Let's see. Well, it's a little late on my Soul Barrier.
Beware.
Yeah, this is it. There's nothing else to it. Kill the mind controls and then just not die.
Beware.
This is probably the easiest part of the fight, by the way.
3,
One little tip though, either pre-assign who's getting mind controlled in what order, or have people call it out.
Beware.
This was really sloppy for us, but we pulled through. And that's the fight. Honestly, this fight isn't hard. The hardest part of this entire thing is just figuring out the overlaps. Once you figure out the overlaps and what to expect, this fight just falls over. So that is it. So if you have any questions, please leave in the comments, and thank you for watching.